Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The ruling on stocks and shares and ISAs and bonds and anything which is similar, the contemporary ulama that have looked into it, have based it and done an analogy on what you have from the rulings on business partnerships that you can find in the books of fiqh. So the guidelines, etc., I mean, it's obviously very extensive. But just in a nutshell, whatever is permissible for you to sell is permissible for you to be a partner in selling. Allah says in the Quran, وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْءَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made trade permissible. Therefore, that's the origin, that's the basis of it all. That's the default ruling that trade is permissible. So if you know something is halal, if you know something is of benefit, it's going to be a service that you're going to provide according to Islamic guidelines, and whatever is Sharia compliant in its total sense, not only just in the mu'amalat and the transactions, but in the ethics and some of the other things that we'll get into in a moment. All of that, if that is preserved, then it's permissible for you yourself to conduct it, and it's permissible for you to be a partner in that. Therefore, a business which is halal, the service that they're providing is halal, it's permissible for you to be a stakeholder or a shareholder or something like that in it. Now, the examples that you've given there, for example, a taxi company, is permissible because providing a taxi service is permissible. You can, offer your services to drop someone off in a location and take payment for it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, there's a side point that we want to mention here. Some people will say, well, yeah, that involves taking people to haram places, etc. What we're talking about now is the nature of the business. And if the nature of the business is halal, then it's permissible for you to be a business partner in that. However, this is very important, if the nature of the business is halal, however, it is used in a haram manner, or you think that it is likely that it's going to be used in a haram manner, or predominantly most of the consumers are going to use it in a haram manner, then it becomes impermissible for you to get involved in that kind of a business. I'll give you an example of trade. It's permissible for us to sell television sets. However, if you know that the person is going to use it for haram, it becomes haram for you to sell that person a television set. And the ruling on that is based on the statement of Allah, وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Do not help one another in whatever is sinful and transgression. So that's the first category. The second category is when you know that the nature of the business is haram. Totally haram, or aspects of it is haram. So now the example that you gave for a technological company, a big corporate company that provides services and manufactures mobile phones, etc. Part of the services that they provide is that they're making money, they're making business. There's an actual whole system around them providing haram entertainment. Therefore, it would be haram for a person to get involved with that company, be a business partner in that company, being a stakeholder, a shareholder in that company. It's not permissible. Allah says, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Inna Allah إذا حرم شيء حرم ثمنه." When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made something haram, He makes its price also haram. So these are the two scenarios. If you know that the nature of the business is halal and predominantly people are going to be using it in a halal manner, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And if you know that it is haram, or you think that likely it's haram, or there are aspects of the business haram, then you're not allowed to get involved. Now, there's another issue that the ulama highlight, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, that even if the business is halal, if any aspect of the business uses riba-based loans and finances, then it is not permissible for a person to get involved with that company. Again, the model is on a smaller scale, as we mentioned in the books of fiqh. If you are a business partner with a friend of yours, perhaps he's Muslim, perhaps he's non-Muslim, and he's investing into the business with haram money, it's not permissible for you to then be a business partner with that person in that. Because of the fact that now your profit, your investments, etc., are now going to become corrupted with haram money that the other party is injecting into the business. Therefore, even if you've got a corporate company, that are, a limited company, they've got shares and they've got stakeholders, etc., and they're making that available for people like you people like us to purchase. If we know that their finances involve riba, then it's not permissible for us then to get involved. I'm not going to claim to be an expert, but I would say predominantly, if not all, of the limited companies that are there, or corporate companies that are there, that are providing the opportunity for a person to become a shareholder or a stakeholder, I would think it's very hard for me now to imagine that any of those companies don't involve themselves in some kind of riba-based transactions. Therefore, I'm not going to say it's halal or haram with the question that you've asked, but I would just give you these guidelines as to what is permissible and what is not. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us tawfiq and success, and that He gives us istithmar in the dunya and in the akhirah, good, sound, wholesome investment in the dunya and in the akhirah, that He helps us develop our iman and our ilm and our actions with Him, and that He gives us from His bounties and that He blesses us in that. هذا والله أعلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.